Today News Update.
On this Monday, July 25, we welcome you to your Barbados Today Evening News Update. Thanks for joining us. It's the first day of government summer nutrition program, and according to authorities, it's off to a good start. At the Hinesbury Primary School, Education Minister Kay McConney led a team of officials to get a first-hand look of the program, and she told reporters there has been a good response at 48 centres opened across the island. She's expecting the numbers to rise.
We have other camps that have reached out to us and said, we want to partner with you as part of the SUN program, and they have been brought on in addition, of course, to the government camps. And we expect to see those numbers grow, because while these are the numbers that have actually registered, the reality is that we have a number of others that will come and registration will be done on the spot. And I have to correct that number. It isn't 4,000, it's 7,448. 7,448 persons who have registered so far. And by the end of today, we expect those who are registering on the spot, we expect those numbers to continue to grow over the next several weeks. And we are ready, we are prepared, and we have more than enough for everyone. No one will be turned away.
The program got underway with a reminder from the Barbados Union of Teachers that it was not mandatory for teachers to participate in the program during the summer holidays. Chief Education Officer Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw said she has already discussed the matter with the union and assures it remains voluntary.
I am heartened by the response of all of the volunteers. We have persons from the community who have volunteered, as well as retired educators, teachers, principals, all kinds of persons have come forward to assist with this effort. And I am very, very pleased with what I've seen to date. So far, we have just under 100 volunteers, and that number continues to grow. And I must say that those numbers include teachers. Even here at Hinesbury today, we have teachers who were not coerced, but they decided to come and give of their time. And this is how they're cherishing their time, by giving back to the children. So as I said before, it is a voluntary response. We are not making it mandatory for teachers to be here to supervise any of the activities. As I said before, and as I said in meetings with the unions as well, it is voluntary. If the teachers want to come out and give back, so be it. We will not turn them away.
The principal of Hinesbury School, Jennifer Jordan, told reporters she and some of her staff are pleased to give of their time.
It's been going pretty well. We were here last week as well, but it's going well.
How many students would you have catered for the program?
For now, it's about 114 pupils.
And you expect more to come on board as the
I think so. More will come on board. More will come on board, yes.
Overall, you can tell us what you think about the program?
It's a splendid idea. It's a splendid idea.
Why did you decide to come out and give up your time?
One, I'm the head of the school. I should be here, at least to set the pace and to see how things operate. That's why I'm here. And it's my civic duty.
The summer-long program is to ensure all school-age children have access to healthy meals and learning activities. Acting head of the school meals program, Dawn Brown, told reporters they are providing more nutritious options.
We did a complete revamp on two of our menus. One, we looked for two that we know that children will normally eat well. And so the one was the minced beef, where we do like a Creole minced beef. And the other one was our macaroni and cheese. What we did with those, for instance, with the macaroni and cheese, we removed the flour, we added things like sweet potato and pumpkin to boost the nutritional value, we reduce the amount of cheese, and then we incorporate other vegetables, peas and carrots and stuff into it, so that they get that boost from the product, rather than just having plain old macaroni and cheese. With the minced beef, we cut down on the minced beef, cut it in half, and we add lentils to it to kind of increase the protein, but a vegetable source of protein, a more lean, healthy source of protein. We tested those in a couple of schools and the feedback was really good. So what we're doing with the other menus is to try to go down that kind of road with those and try to incorporate more things like raw vegetables, so children will get salads more often, and include more vegetables into the the meals, and things that we wouldn't have normally used, so like spinach and Chinese cabbage when we can get it. Put those things in.
In other news this Monday, single-parent households facing challenges have a new helping hand. Today, Supreme Counselling for Personal Development launched its Family in Therapy program with the support of the Massey Foundation, which provided $72,500 in funding for the initiative. At a news conference at the Hilton Barbados Today, CEO of Supreme Counselling Sean Clark said there's a dire need to offer intervention to families who are experiencing challenges.
This program is a tad bit different to the normal counseling. Usually when children come into counseling, they go into the room with the psychologist and the parent sits in the waiting room until whenever time that session is finished. Some parents will even drop the child off and then will go their way for an hour or so and return after the session is finished. With the FIT program, that is no longer the case. While the child is in one counseling room with his or her psychologist, the parent must be in our second counseling room with his or her psychologist as well, where we are now offering that holistic approach to counseling. There are times then during the month that the two parties will come together and we will offer family therapy for those families, so that we are trying our utmost best to be able to approach this now from the school level, from the community level, from the family and the home level as well, to bring about that kind of assistance that is needed.
Director of Massey Foundation Barbados, David Neelan, said the company is pleased to support the initiative.
We've got to understand that this is an all-of-society problem, and businesses who employ, how many is it now, 132,000 employees? We're seeing our employment numbers are coming back a bit. But within those walls and within those offices and within those stores, there are people with issues who take home those issues to their children and whose children bring the issues to them. So it's not just about particular children in a particular area who have a particular problem. It's about society in general. We seem to have lost the initiative to talk to each other more about everything. I mean, we know it in politics and in social situations. There's a lot of malignment that goes on before there's ever a discussion. And so what you're doing is, I think, vital, and we applaud you, and we wish you every success.
Attorney General Dale Marshall welcomes Barbados' improved rating in the U.S. Department of State 2022 Trafficking in Persons report. Barbados was upgraded to Tier 2 from the Tier 2 watch list in 2021. He credited the upgrade to the work of the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons. He, however, made it clear that the island will not rest on its laurels, since there's still a great deal of work to be done to ensure that Barbados is able to identify and appropriately support vulnerable persons and victims, as well as ensure that perpetrators feel the full force of the law. He urged citizens to support government's efforts. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs Kurt Humphrey wants the island to get to the root of violence. As he addressed Sunday's celebrations marking the 10th anniversary of Jabez House, a charity which empowers female sex workers, Humphrey expressed concern about last Friday's fatal shooting of a sex worker. He called for a national conversation on violence to better address the scourge.
The time has come, really, where we need to have a conversation around violence, period. Around corporal punishment in schools and in other institutions, a conversation about corporal punishment even in our households, and just to talk about it, and what it does and how violence begets further violence. I just feel it's time for that particular conversation.
Regional and international news coming up after this short break.
In the ocean, it's like a picture in motion. Just ride the wave, I'm feeling so fly.
Cure Oxygen is way more than just water. We infuse pristine water with over 1 billion tiny oxygen bubbles using our state-of-the-art process. The benefits of additional oxygen are huge, from strengthening your immune system to increasing energy levels, stamina, and sports performance. And that's not all. It also improves skin health, helps you sleep better, and reduces stress. Join the movement of people experiencing the benefits of Cure Oxygen. It's not hype, it's science.
To regional news in Haiti, hundreds of people, mostly children, are sheltering in a school in the capital Port-au-Prince after gang violence killed at least 400 people this month. More in this report from Al Jazeera Television.
These Haitians say their homes are no longer a safe place. In the midst of gang wars, they've sought shelter at an empty school. 16-year-old Michelet Jean was at home one Saturday when he was hit by a stray bullet.
There was no school that day. We stayed at home, and there was a lot of shooting. Many people were killed, many people were shot, and some didn't have a chance to save themselves. The situation is really bad.
Hundreds of people are sleeping in classrooms, some on shared mattresses, others on the cold floor. Many children came here without their parents. One community leader says they wore their school uniforms so gangsters would think they were going to class.
The children said that the situation had worsened on Saturday, 16th of July, that they couldn't find water to drink, that they couldn't find food, that they wanted to go out. So on Sunday, we went to take them out.
Others are still trapped in the city's poorest neighborhood, caught up in a turf war. UN agencies say they can do nothing. It's too dangerous. Those who did manage to escape are scarred by what they experienced.
I found the bullet next to my head. I was sleeping and I heard the bullet. I had a child with me and I told him to get under the bed.
Violent crime has increased since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse last year. The political instability has emboldened gangs.
Further afield in Canada, there were strong emotions today as Pope Francis apologized for abuse at church schools in Canada. An estimated 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend residential schools in Canada, where neglect and physical and sexual abuse were rampant.
I thank you for making me appreciate this, for telling me about the heavy burdens that you still bear, for sharing with me these bitter memories. Today, I am here in this land that, along with its ancient memories, preserves the scars of still open wounds. I am here because the first step of my penitential pilgrimage among you is that of again asking forgiveness, of telling you once more that I am deeply sorry. Sorry for the ways in which, regrettably, many Christians supported the colonizing mentality of the powers that oppressed the indigenous peoples. I am sorry. I ask forgiveness in particular for the ways in which many members of the church and of religious communities cooperated, not least through their indifference, in projects of cultural destruction and forced assimilation promoted by the governments of that time, which culminated in the system of residential schools.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.be. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. Sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Itumi Medium bus terminals as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.